The problem I see is games used to be more, and it was cheaper to make them. Now games are less, and it's more expensive to make them.
Well, but when you think about it like that, sure. But I can almost guarantee there are more sales.
But
I really think
kind of this. It's this weird thing where we don't know what it averages out to be, because there can be more sales, that's true, but the sales might not cover it.
Alright guys, I'm here playing some fucking Battlefront 2, the classic, as it's been renamed on Steam. With me I have my good buddy Edgejob. Everyone signed the petition, bring him back, etc.
Oh.
And we're about to snipe some assholes. And I just killed Mr. Burger. I'm sorry, Mr. Burger. You're Mr. Dead now. That was fucking terrible.
We've lost the command post.
He called me a mofo in chat. I guess he didn't appreciate it.
I just tanked a fucking rocket launcher to the face? Don't know how that happened.
I mean, probably didn't feel the best.
Did no damage to me.
Man, I'm missing some shots. It's making me feel kind of bad about myself.
Lost the command post.
You're on camera.
I am on camera. Now I'm just bad.
Capture the command post.
I don't even know where anyone went now. They disappeared off the command post. I guess we took it. Nope, there we go.
Oh my.
Time to take
Tunnel
some.
landmine again. I'm not retarded. I think I'm gonna be a Wookiee.
I don't know. You don't get much feedback off after firing to know if you've really hit. That's the only thing.
You're not.
Alright, I took Mr. Burger out again. I'm sorry, Mr. Burger. You just need to quit getting in the way. I think I'm behind you.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
I'm going for this rocket launcher guy up here on the right. He's up
Okay.
on the stage.
I missed a shot.
Oh, get him. Oh god, that's not one of our guys.
Oh, is there one close? Did you take him out?
Imperial officers wear gray like the rebels do, so it's really hard to tell.
Can't keep losing men like
Also, I'm just using the rocket launcher. That's your alternate weapon. Don't step on that landmine, by the way.
Yeah, I do have a rocket launcher. It's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, look, I'm gonna have to ask you to get out of our base. Thank you.
Ask you kindly to fuck off.
I am really low. I need to get me a health droid.
Our reinforcements are being depleted.
I appreciate you, droids. You are the droids I'm looking for. That fucking water on the ground looks terrible.
We gained a command
That's
post.
mean, dude. Dude, don't shit talk 2005 graphics.
Look at it! It is so bad! Well, he got me too. And I fallen into the fake water. And now I'm in darkness.
Yeah, I have an
I'm
American.
free falling. 'Cause I'm free. Free falling. Hey, I feel like that sounded pretty good. It probably didn't, but I feel like it did. I'm coming
Okay.
for you.
I want to talk about new Star Wars Battlefront 2.
It's atrocious.
By an extension of it, I want to talk about... also, grenades are your friends on this map. I want to talk about just games in general and the direction that they might head towards in the future. For that.
We're currently heading towards this garbage pay-to-win model that most Asian countries seem to have developed a long time ago, and it's made its way into the Western market.
Well, you know why it's like this now, right?
Man, what is your take on that? Why is it like this?
Well, we promoted, of course, and that's awful, so that's bad. But also, I feel like a lot of this originated, like, day one DLCs and stuff come from the fact that games are still $60, which is kind of crazy to me.
I'm very hard-pressed to actually pay $60 for a new game. It takes a lot to make me pay that much for a game.
Like,
I haven't...
here's
I've
the thing.
legitimately not paid that much for a game in probably like 3 years.
But if it was good enough and it was like your kind of game and it was really well made, you would probably pay that much, right? Like you would have a problem with that.
If I had a reason to, sure.
Which I admit, most games today are not to my taste anymore like they used to be. So I wouldn't do that either, unless like new Dark Souls came out or something. Of course, I'd pay $60 and get that on launch.
But Lords of the Fallen, did you buy that one on launch?
No, that game's garbage. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. The point is, 64. Okay, so like long time ago for games. Not ancient, but wow.
Yeah, it ain't too bad. What, 15, 16 years? Maybe a little more.
15. Games were like anywhere from $80 to $100. Cheaper, but the production cost for games has gotten more expensive.
Okay.
Because graphics are better now, so you need to devote more time and resources to creating games with decent graphics. Games are kind of larger in scale now, for the most part. This isn't always true, but it seems like the scale's a little larger.
This map is one big fucking hallway.
It's great, isn't it? I love this map.
A fucking choke point and a half.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful map, dude. The problem I see is games used to be more, and it was cheaper to make them. Now games are less, and it's more expensive to make them.
Well, but when you think about it like that, sure. But I can almost guarantee there are more sales.
But
I really think...
kind of this... It's this weird thing where we don't know what it averages out to be, because there can be more sales, that's true, but the sales might not cover it.
I'm just trying to reach a fucking capture point and can't get to any of them because it's just choke points. It's all this map is motherfucking choke points after choke point.
But, like, this is where the DLC stuff started coming from originally, is DLCs were a way to give you a little more on the game and let the developers make a little bit more money that they needed.
I remember the days. Oh, you fuck! I shot you with a shotgun or a rocket launcher, and it fucking didn't kill you. And you come back up and hit me with that bullshit.
I died immediately after, and I'm not gonna spawn as Darth Maul because y'all are already losing hard enough. Still it, I think.
But I remember you could get an expansion to a game, and you were just like, holy shit, because it was almost like an entirely new game for like $20-30.
In some cases, yeah. Which the advantage on that though is they didn't have to like, build a new game engine or like really do a lot of things outside of make new assets and behaviors, items,
right.
And that's kind of it. So it's still a lot cheaper to do a DLC that's the size of the game than to do a new game,
Yeah, of course. A good comparison for it, in my opinion, like, everybody's bitching about the loot boxes. There's been, like, concepts that have had the loot boxes for a while, but they've been okay, and there's a reason. Like in Overwatch and Met Game, Hawkins got loot boxes now. I just killed you. Got ruined, and its ratings are in the dirt, and its player base went really low because it swapped from being able to buy your parts to having to fucking buy a loot box and hope you get your parts you needed.
To think that I'm like supporting the loot box thing, I think it's...
Oh no, of course not.
I just think we're like, games can't stay $60 forever is what I'm trying to say, right? Like,
not when they're tacking on that much DLC. Most of the time, there's a lot of games that come out that the DLC is like the second half of the game.
Yeah, which is awful. We're at this point where that's kind of like the standard, where it's like, you release half a game for like 2/3 of the game for $60, and then you pay $30 to get the DLC, so really you paid $90 for a game anyways, but you had to wait 6 months to get the other half of it.
But then there's day one DLC, where they've already have it made. I just died as soon as I walked up there, where they already have it made, but they just put it behind a paywall for no reason.
Yeah, but you
Like,
still have to wait like forever to get it.
depending on which game it is.
I can't think of many where you could immediately get the DLC.
Mortal
even if
Kombat
it was already
games.
on the disc day one.
I remember people bitching about Mortal Kombat X coming out, where you had to either pre-order Goro or wait 6 months to be able to play them, and you still had to buy them.
Yeah, but that's
It's like-
still.
You can go into competitive with a character that you weren't even allowed to play as. I just killed myself.
Games are pretty much already like $80, $90. I would much rather just pay that much up front, not have loot box trash, not have day one DLC.
I just don't like this amount of people being in my base. This is bullshit. I just killed myself.
Nice. That's the way to end it.
That's game. Anyway, the point that I wanted to make before this inevitably ends when everybody runs out, I really don't like how loot boxes like portray this fake amount of value when there's systems that have actually worked with it, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering, are basically loot boxes. You pay to open up, you don't know what you're going to get, but at least what you have results in some kind of value. That's the thing with it.
There's secondary market.
Yeah, and like loot boxes and stuff, I mean, what CSGO and stuff, that works out just fine because you can still technically they've made ways to be able to do it.
Dota and stuff. If you can go and you sell them.
But like with Overwatch and like Hawken and Robocraft and how about Shadow of War being a single player game with loot boxes?
Yep.
That is absurd.
Their games will keep staying this way because cost of production is gonna keep going up, and I don't think sales are going up as well. Like, nerd culture is kind of pretty popular right now. I don't see it getting much more popular than it is at the moment. And also, not all games are made accessible to everybody. Like Call of Duty, your parents probably aren't going to want to play Call of Duty. I mean, most people's parents won't. But then games like
Super Mario Odyssey.
like Odyssey, like, you know, your parents might play that. They might like play something on the Wii or the Switch or something. They might enjoy those. So I feel like we've kind of hit the maximum for the appeal of video games for right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think, like, systems constantly improve, technology constantly improves, so I think costs will keep going up at some point. Either we stay in this cycle forever, or we just start charging more for games. And I would rather pay $80 to get Dark Souls 3 when it comes out and have all of its DLC immediately on launch.
Yeah, I can see that. Actually get your whole full game experience.
You fucking wrecked me.
Yeah, I'm trying to take out this one that was next to you. How are you still alive? He took 3 rocket shots and now he's shooting my corpse. He is shooting... He was fucking teabagging me.
But I don't know. I feel like something has to break at some point, and I would really rather just have the base cost of games be higher than, like, support loot boxes. Normal loot boxes, like skin loot boxes, of course, we haven't mentioned that, but that's perfectly fine. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm fine with, like, I'm very fond of the way League of Legends does theirs.
Yeah,
There's
League, Dota.
Basically any what's that fucking genre even called?
Dota.
Yeah.
Multiplayer online battle arena, and I don't know why, because there's no, like, battle arena it's more like an action RTS.
Man, your AI are fucking terrible.
You're terrible.
I mean, I'm probably worse than AI. I'm just talking about the one sitting in one of your control points just literally do nothing.
Well,
Just let me shoot them over and over.
Anything else you wanna say on this topic before we close it out?
We've pretty much covered what can be covered. I mean, pre-orders have become a cancer too because they allow you to basically sell your game before it comes out, which of course is exactly what that means, but the problem with it is you can make something that's terrible and hype it up, and then people are just going to waste their money on it.
Yeah, I think that's a case, which I don't know, I guess you could say the same about loot boxes, but I think that's a case where people just like fucking pre-order games must know for sure what it is.
Oh, for sure.
I think giving, like, streamers early access to games, like reviewer copies, is probably good to help with that. It's a good way to counteract it.
But then you might have the streamer basically sucking their dick for the key too.
Well, yeah, it kind of creates that scenario, but the upside to it is like you can go look at the game, you know, before it comes out and decide, well, do I really want this game?
Yeah.
So that's nice. But yeah, pre-orders are. I mean, really, why do you even need to do pre-orders? If you know you're going to get the game, you're going to get it. If you don't know, then you probably.
I mean, pre-orders used to be a thing when they would have like shortages because they didn't have much manufacturing. That does not happen at all.
Except for Nintendo. Happens with Nintendo, but
I think they do it on purpose. I legitimately have always thought that.
So let's close this out. My argument is that I think the game market has hit a cap to where we're not really going to be pulling a bigger audience, and because of that, the cost of games will keep going up. So we'll keep seeing a cycle where developers need to find a way to get more money that they need for the cost of their games. I think the best way to do this is to break the fact that games have been $60 for 10 years when nothing else on the economy has stayed that price like that.
Oh, for sure. The only games I can think of that don't launch at 60, I just died upon immediately running in here, so thank you for that. Are either indie games or like DS games launch at 40.
Yeah, DS games are fine, I think, because this is back to my argument where it's a lot easier to make a DS game than it is to make a PS4 like 1080p.
Yeah,
like
for
big,
sure.
High quality game. So
oh my god! Walked into chaos. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this nonsense rambling over the revival of a pretty impressive, at least for its time, strategic shooter. Especially with the new launch. You get the fuck out of here, Edgejob.
Strategy.
I'm going to end you. I'm going to end you. Get the fuck out of here with those nades. I want to close it out and you won't fucking quit trying to kill me. Gotcha. Alright, now I can close it out with the teabag. I just want to take a moment and thank you all for watching this Battlefront gameplay with discussion on loot boxes featuring Edgejob. Remember to like the video, comment your favorite part, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like the discussion, be sure to check back soon where Edgejob is a regular guest on the show.
Hopefully I'll see you again real soon.